Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Super Pumped, The Battle for Uber. So this is the first season of this anthology, I guess, true crime drama kind of series, and I think they kind of came up with that later because, like, right off the bat, this definitely seemed like this is an Uber series. And it is The Battle for Uber. It is slick, it's stylish, it has some directors like John Dahl, who did Rounders and stuff like that, coming in and making this series have a lot, like, you could tell somebody watched The Wolf of Wall Street, watched The Big Short, mashed things together, made this. You have Quentin Tarantino, of all people, narrating it, which I don't know if that's the best choice, especially with somebody poisoned the coffee. And in the past, like Hateful Eight. But you have this series, it's slick and it's entertaining to look at and watch. And with the storytelling choices of, like, breaking the fourth wall and all kinds of stuff like that, you've seen this before, it's been done to hell recently, but it's still entertaining and that's why people keep doing it. And you do have JGL at the center here as Travis Kalanick, who's founded Uber, sees himself as a visionary, up with Steve Jobs and Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. He sees himself as one of those people. He comes to odds with some of the people who are running those companies now, like interacting with Apple, dealing with the Apple Store, and trying to come to confrontation with Lyft, and dealing with the backlash of cities in terms of their regulations on taxis. But is Uber a taxi? And you have all these conflicts, and you have Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who is incredibly committed to this role, and he plays this role perfectly. But the thing is, you do find that you just have this same formula, like, he's an asshole, he does something bad, people call him out on it, he weasels his way out, until the last episode where it's like, he can't weasel out anymore. And it's one of those kinds of things where it's just like, after a while, you keep feeling the same things, and it deals with a lot of familiar things and themes, like a lot of other series going on right now, like We Crashed and The Dropout. Except this, I feel like, is like the middle of the road. And, you know, it deals with, like, the sexism in the workplace and this toxic masculinity and this predatorial business entrepreneurship and all those kinds of things. And I just feel like it's been done to hell. And luckily this is thoroughly entertaining and has a stacked cast, because you do have JGL, you have Kyle Chandler, who's playing Bill Gurley, who's like the mentor type role, who is on his side and by the end is coming to blows with him. And you have some young actors here like Kerry, Bishe, Babak, Tafti, John Bass. But then you do have some veteran presence like Elisabeth Shue, who plays his mother, Thurman, who plays this one woman who really backs him and is supporting him emotionally in many ways. You have Chelsea Ross, who is another big businessman, and you have like Hank Azaria and Rob Morrow and David Krumholtz, and you have a lot of these actors popping up. Fred Armisen, who pop up, have solid roles, and Hill Harper, even as like Eric Holder, who they come in, they're entertaining, you enjoy watching them, and they add some life to the series. And you have all of that going on because this protagonist is so thoroughly unlikable, and it's hard to root for. And that's fine, you don't have to. But the thing is, it's like, this kind of story has been done to hell, and, like, you know, Wolf of Wall Street already did this so impeccably, and I'm sorry, this isn't Scorsese. And that's the thing. And it has a very Vice ending, like talking to the camera, calling the audience out on their hypocrisy, and it's just like, okay, I see that you've seen Adam McKay movies as well. And that's the thing, this feels like a big mashup of a whole bunch of other things, but it has such a stacked cast and some pretty compelling real-world type issues, even if some of them are a little too familiar at this point because they've been tackled so many times already. But in general, I think Super Pumped, The Battle for Uber is a thoroughly entertaining and crazy true crime type drama. Like, that's how it plays off. I don't know if you'd fully call this like a true crime series, but like it has that feel to it. But in the end, I think this is an interesting watch over on Showtime. I have Showtime on Amazon, so that's how I watched it. But those are my thoughts on Super Pumped, The Battle for Uber. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.